Hello, Virgo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future for April 2023, answering the question, what do you need to know right now? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall oracle cards for the reading, the overall energy, and then the overall kind of theme of the reading that we'll be diving into. I already have the tarot deck shuffled, as well as the decks I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Virgo, we're doing things a little bit different this week. I didn't actually pull any tarot to clarify these oracle cards. I did pull two oracle cards for each, and I'm using a new deck. It's this Nature's Whispers. Yeah, Nature's Whispers tarot or oracle deck here. I'm excited. This is my first week actually using these in general readings. So in your recent past, you have let love be your beacon with pause. And the way that I really see this is it feels like either something or like your life or something came to a pause, something came to an abrupt halt. And that created a lot of space for, fear and overly kind of emotionally scattered energy to kind of take place in your life. Now, I feel like with this let love be your beacon, this is about tapping into a deeper part of you so that you know how to take steps forward. Because I feel like your recent past was a lot of feeling kind of lost and ultimately very uncertain. And I think that was intentional because when we're in uncertainty, that's usually where the doors the doors to miracles and really positive transformations in our lives start to open. Now, in your current energy, you have be true to your heart with make a wish. The way that I'm reading these two cards is right now is a time to really get very real with yourself about what it is that you want in your life. And not just what you want to have, but what you want to experience, what you want to feel, the kind of life you want to have outside of your material possessions and material experiences, right? Like feeling loved, feeling joyful, feeling at peace, feeling excited, grateful, whatever the case is. And making sure that whatever it is that you are pursuing at this time is in alignment with what it is you want and not with what it is that you fear happening. So, for instance, making sure that you're not pursuing a job just because it's what you think you need to pursue, making sure that everything that you're doing is aligning with the life you want to have. Now, that might be really hard because you might be saying, well, it feels like the life that I want is very impossible. Now, remember that within itself is a limiting belief, and your beliefs are the root of your results. Whatever you believe about your reality is what you're going to experience. 100% of the time. Now, in your immediate future, you have you are worth it with clear out the old. So this whole reading is about realizing that first and foremost, things often come to an end or come to a pause whenever we are needing to reevaluate where we're at and make sure that what we are doing is in alignment with ultimately our soulful goals, what we're wanting to experience in this world. And then also, whenever we want to pursue a new direction or add something new to our life, a lot of times we have to release the old in order to do that. And it's really hard for us to comprehend how to do that when we're in the middle of it because a lot of fear and anxiety starts to take over. And so your immediate future is making sure that you realize that you're worth it. Your goals are worth it. And you are absolutely deserving of having every single little thing that you want in this world. Now, again, it might not be exactly what you want. It might not be this specific career path, but you might be able to find financial abundance pursuing something that is better, or you might be needing to leave an old job to pursue a passion or leave a relationship that isn't serving you to be able to have the one that does. Now, the overall energy for this reading, the theme of this reading is breath and compassion. So I really look at this as like, where do I need to keep my focus while I'm listening to this reading, and then also while I'm moving through this energy? Because a lot of times and I've had a lot of people say this about my readings, is that there's a quote from Ted Lasso. It's a TV show on on Apple TV, and a quote in it that I really like is, "The truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. And that's absolutely true. When we have to take a look into our own lives and make sure that we are aligned with what we are wanting instead of what makes us feel comfortable, a lot of times that truth can be really triggering. And so ultimately what I'm seeing here is this is a time about really being compassionate with yourself about where you're at, breathing through the uncomfortable energy that comes with needing to step out of our comfort zone. And ultimately, our comfort zone, it's great. And sometimes, we don't need to be out of our comfort zone all the time. Sometimes you need to be in your comfort zone when you're healing or when you're, learning how to feel safe again or whatever the case is. But then there are times where there's a need to step out of your comfort zone unless you want to stay complacent and stay exactly where you're at, right? But let's start, Virgo. That was a really long intro. Let's start with looking at your recent past here. You have pause with let love be your beacon. But let's see, what are the specifics of what Virgo was dealing with in their recent past? This is recent past for Virgo. Ooh, okay. So there's something that you're wanting, some sort of an opportunity that you're wanting, something specific here, but you are dealing with so much self-doubt around this. This isn't even just doubting yourself though. This is also just doubting like if it's possible, if it's meant for you, if you're smart enough, if you're deserving enough, whatever the case, because I do see that there's some sort of a leap of faith needed here. And I feel like that leap of faith is what brings you the most anxiety, because I feel like that leap of faith is a leap out of some sort of comfort zone or safety net into the unknown, essentially. Now, that unknown, again, is where miracles do happen. But I do feel like you're in between this energy of like, I know I need to make a change, or at least in your recent past, you're like, I know I need to make a change. I know this is where I want to go, but I'm really afraid to do that because of all of these doubts I have. Now, with let love be your beacon, the way that I read that now, kind of seeing this is let the universe be your guiding light. And that sounds super cheesy. Like I do understand that. But seriously, when you start to follow your path, and you know what your path is, I mean, it's this, right? Whatever it is that you're wanting here, this is your path. When you start to follow your path, doors start to open in ways that are extremely unexpected, but they don't open until you show the universe that you are ready for them to open. And so a lot of times what that means is taking leaps of faith into the unknown without really having any certainty of how things are going to turn out. And so I do feel like this is a lot about realizing that, yes, there's a change that I want to make, that you've now kind of, I feel like, maybe realized that you need to make. But I feel like at the same time, there's a lot of what ifs that come with that. And that's okay. You'll make the change when you're ready, just needing to know that you're never going to fully feel ready, right? That it's not called a leap of certainty. It is called a leap of faith. All right, reset past here for Virgo. Reset past for Virgo. You might be not experiencing as much growth in something as you once were in the beginning, maybe. And it's like this leap of faith is going to help you. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which to me is like things were moving slow, but then they almost kind of came to a halt. Like you might have experienced like slow growth or something, or slow movement with something, and then it almost like stopped. And I feel like, I mean, first and foremost, there's that self-doubt we were talking about, because this is doubt in your ability to pursue something. So these are already two cards of doubt that you were experiencing in your recent past. Now, you have to face doubt to overcome it. You would be, no human being on this earth is able to pursue the path of their dreams without fear, because that is just not how the world works. In fact, that's kind of the whole point, right? Is working through our doubt and our insecurities and our fear and all of the what ifs that we feel could, happen if we do take leaps of faith towards our dreams. Now, specifically in your recent past, I feel like this pause was almost like, is very intentional. The universe put it there for a reason. It's because this self-doubt had to be brought to the surface. All of the reasons that you didn't think it was possible, that you didn't think you were going to make it, that you didn't think you should go for it, whatever the case is, all of those had to be brought to the surface. And I feel like they very much were in your recent past. Now, I feel like in your current energy, you're starting to gain a little bit more clarity. Barely though. But let's see. One more for Virgo's recent past. One more for Virgo's recent past. That's upright. See, you're investing in the right kind of positive changes in your life. You are. You have the Seven of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune. You're investing in, it's like, if anything, this is kind of confirmation that you're doing the right thing, that you're on the right path. But with the moon here, all you see is fear. Your illusion right now and the way that you are perceiving this path is fear. And that was intentional because you needed to face this. Because here's the thing, if you didn't face all of the reasons why you didn't think what you wanted was possible while you're pursuing it, and you woke up tomorrow with, the outcome that you're wanting, you would still have that fear within you. And it would go from fear of not having it to fear of losing it. And oftentimes when you're in that position, you will sabotage your abundance away. It happens all the time with relationships and careers and things like that. You hear it about people who win the lottery, how it's like, they'll win the lottery and they'll have all this money and then all of a sudden it's gone because it's just like they manifested away by, overspending or just doing, self-sabotaging things that don't allow them to sustain the wealth that they, receive. And a lot of times, and this isn't just talking about financial abundance, this could be talking about relationships, anything, right? But ultimately with what I'm saying here is that if you were feeling very afraid and lost and uncertain in your recent past, please do not think that that meant that you were headed in the wrong direction or you were on the wrong path or anything like that. All it means is that this needed to be brought to the surface. This fear needed to be addressed. It needed to be faced. And now you're moving into, I feel like, a little bit, because you have clear out the old and you are worth it. So this whole reading is about clearing out all of those limiting beliefs and all of those misconceptions you have about yourself and the universe and what's possible for you so that you can, get to where you're trying to go. Because retraining, I said it at the beginning, your beliefs are the root of your results, but your belief system isn't easy to just readjust overnight, right? If you could believe that you would wake up tomorrow with everything you've ever wanted, if you could truly believe that you were both, it was possible and that you were deserving of it and that it was sustainable, if you could truly, truly believe those things with that 95% of your subconscious that has, most of the control over your reality, you would wake up tomorrow with whatever it is that you wanted. But there's a reason why this healing journey and manifestation journey happens within. It's because it's not about doing anything in your material world. It's about retraining your belief system, and that takes time. All right, current energy for Virgo. What is Virgo dealing with in their current energy? This is for Virgo's current energy, please. Ooh, okay. Current energy for Virgo. So you have be true to your heart and make a wish. Right now is a time to really make sure that everything you're doing is in alignment with the path you're wanting. You're receiving signs. You're receiving messages about something. About taking a step towards something that's meant for you. You have the Page of Cups, the Two of Wands, the Emperor in reverse, and the Temperance. But it's like you're avoiding it. You're avoiding taking some sort of a leap or taking steps forward. You're controlling it because I feel like whatever the next step is really scary for you. It's not scary though. It's actually very liberating. Whatever this leap of faith is, there's some sort of leap of faith. I'm kind of getting like the vibe of you've started a side business, a passion, side business, and then you have, your 9-to-5 job that you don't really love, but you're using it to pay the bills. And it's almost like there's this need to realize that you can't split your time and energy between two things and expect this to, it's like you're waiting to leave this for this to take off. And I'm not sitting here saying, quit your job, right? But I will say from personal experience, this is the second time I've started a tarot channel, and both times I had to completely step away from my, whatever it was, my blanket of security before this kind of provided me with the financial abundance that I needed. Not everyone's path is the same, but I have seen it in a lot of other people's paths. You oftentimes do have to take that leap of faith before you are able to receive what it is you want. Now, this could also look like staying in a relationship until a better opportunity opens up, or a situationship or something like that. Just not fully taking the steps that are going to get you there. It's staying. This is the energy of making sure that you're not just staying complacent. Current energy with for Virgo. Current energy for Virgo, please. There it is. Because this is a cycle you're stuck in. Because here's the Knight of Wands in reverse. It's almost like this sabotage. Now, you don't do it intentionally. Nobody intentionally sabotages themselves, right? But I will say that this is just like, to me, this is like not allowing yourself to be vulnerable, not allowing yourself to feel uncomfortable, not allowing yourself to take a leap of faith, kind of choosing the more comfortable route. And this cycle, it's almost like what this is saying is you are going to continue to stay where you're at until you take the leap that you know you need to take, whatever that means for you. There's a leap here that you know you need to take. There's something you know you need to do. There's a step forward you know you need. And you know it. I don't know it. I don't need to know it. You already know it. And ultimately here, with the Three of Pentacles, it's going to help everything fall into place for you. It'll help the pieces fall into place. Now, it's going to be a journey to get there, right? But that doesn't mean that it's got to be a difficult, scary journey. It can be exciting. It can be fun. And sure, there's going to be fear, but you don't have to believe your fear, even if you experience it, right? Immediate future for Virgo, clarifying, clear out the old, and you are worth it. No. Oh my goodness. I didn't even pull the last card for current energy. Sorry. I'm just excited about the, ooh, maybe that's a sign. It's almost like, and that's where this breath and compassion is coming from. It's like you've got to allow yourself to be where you're at right now, because I feel like you're so focused on the outcome. You're so focused on the outcome. But you have to understand that the energy that you're in right now, the energy you're working through, it's all happening to get you there. But the more you focus on the outcome, the more you're missing the point of the present, right? Yeah, that was definitely a message, because that was weird. All right, current energy for Virgo. Don't focus so much on the future. Current energy for Virgo. You create the future by the present anyway. Ooh, okay. You're trapped in a bit of a karmic cycle here. It's kind of that energy of like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Now, don't be hard on yourself. This is where this compassion is needed. Don't be hard on yourself for that. Sometimes you got to repeat cycles before you have the strength and the confidence to break out of them, and that's okay. But I do feel like there's something that you're needing to like put an end to. Something that you're needing to end in order to allow better changes to take place. It's dropping some sort of a burden, something that you're holding on to that doesn't provide you with happiness or the ability to feel free. It's an obligation. There's something that you feel obligated to, that you feel you need. And whatever it is actually blocking you from whatever it is you're wanting to attract. Okay. Now let's look at Virgo's immediate future. Clarifying, clear out the old with you are worth it. Immediate future for Virgo, clarifying, clear out the old with you are worth it. Immediate future for Virgo, please. What does Virgo need to focus on in their immediate future? So you have that Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, hang on. So what this is kind of saying, because then I saw this Four of Swords in reverse. Is it still back there? No. It's like eventually. Okay, hang on. Clarifying this Knight of Wands in reverse. Eventually, this change here is inevitable. Eventually, whatever it is that the leap you're fearful of taking is inevitable. But it's in such a good way. Like, it's like it will seriously open doors for you that you are not able to see right now. So it's almost like, yeah, the change that you're avoiding is inevitable. In a good way, though. Like, everything will happen for the better. Immediate future for Virgo. And it's like you know what this is. Immediate future for Virgo. Immediate future for Virgo. Yeah, okay. So this is basically just, you're having the reason that things are taking so long to get you there. This is such a twofold reading. It feels like we have this message of you needing to take a leap, and then there's this message of you needing to focus on the present. It's interesting. Because again, you're not taking a leap because you're so worried about the future, too, right? And it's almost like learning that things are going to continue to take time, and you're going to need to work through your patience and the uncertainty and all of that so that you can release your attachment to the outcome. Because right now you're so attached to what you think you want, or like how you think things should go, and also what you fear could go wrong, that it's keeping you from moving forward. It's why you're kind of staying in the same cycle, because you're afraid of the unknown. Now it's interesting, and I talk about this in a lot of my readings, is that us as humans, we often prefer, like our ego prefers karmic cycles because they are predictable. They're painful, and we deal with the same problems over and over, and the same lessons are always there, but at least we know how it's going to go. The unknown is the scariest part for us. And so this is a lot about embracing the unknown and understanding that the universe has your back, and the universe is always conspiring for you, not against you. Now, it might not feel like that in the moment, but at the end of the day, if you're able to, take the leaps of faith and move forward, let the universe be your beacon, let love be your beacon, and move forward through the darkness, through the unknown, through the uncertainty, you will eventually get to the other side and be able to say, oh, okay, that's what this has been leading me toward this whole time. But it's like you've got to get there before you find that certainty. And the more that you experience those things happening over and over again, the more that you internalize that, fear, and you transform that fear to faith. The more that you internalize it as faith instead of as, oh my gosh, everything's going to go wrong. Immediate future for Virgo. Look at that. 9 of Swords in reverse. This is you working through your fear and anxiety. And I love, love, love this illustration of the 9 of Swords in reverse, because it shows that all the things that she's worried about aren't even real. They're not even real. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not valid. And that doesn't mean that you are not, more than deserving of feeling the things that you feel, or that the way that you feel is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to learn that your fear really is just an illusion. And it's not here to tell you what a truth is. It's not here to tell you you actually have things to fear. It's here to help you work through all of the limiting beliefs that keep you trapped in the belief that you do have something to fear. This table's all crooked. All right, Virgo. Well, thank you so much, as always, for the support of my channel. We're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to clarify each and every single one of these messages, pull some advice, and then I have an actual advice card to pull for you at the end. Thank you guys again, and I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journeys moving forward. Bye, Virgo.